Okay, who's heard of Janis Joplin? All right, there we go. Okay, who's heard of Jim Morrison and the Doors? Hey, all right. Okay, you'll see why I asked those questions. What happened here? Open. Please work. Okay, there we go. Okay, about Michael McClure. Hit that. Here.
Oh.
This handsome fellow here, that's a photograph of Michael McClure. Signed by Michael McClure and the photographer. Purchased in San Francisco at the Beat Museum.
Wow.
Anyhow, so about Michael McClure. At the age of 22, Michael McClure gave his first poetry reading at the legendary Six Gallery event in San Francisco, where Allen Ginsberg first read Howl. So, where's my card for that? Hang on. I feel like, what's that prop comic? Carrot Top. I feel like Carrot Top right now. Oh, shoot. Oh, I know what I did with it. Yes, here we go. So, 6 poets at the Six Gallery, 3119 Fillmore Street, San Francisco. So the poets that were reading that night were Philip Lamantia, Michael McClure, Allen Ginsberg, Gary Snyder, Philip Whalen, and it was emceed by Kenneth Rexroth. It was a small event, sort of like this, except there were more people, but no more than, like, say, 50 people. In attendance were people like, Jack Kerouac, Lawrence Ferlinghetti.
Yeah, just a few people, right? Cool.
Sorry?
Just a few couple.
Just a few.
People.
So very, very amazing folks, right? And that was a historic event, as it was the first reading of Howl, and it was also Michael McClure's first ever poetry reading, and look what happened with him.
Wow.
Okay, so today, well, not today, because now he's dead. He died in 2020, unfortunately. But he was very active writing and performing his poetry at festivals, colleges, and clubs across the country and internationally. He was the role model for Jim Morrison of the Doors. They were friends, and he was James Douglas Morrison's poetic mentor.
Wow.
And they were drinking buddies.
Wow.
And McClure collaborated later on in life with Ray Manzurek of the Doors, the keyboardist. And here's where I first met Michael McClure. Most of my collection is signed, a number of which are signed to me. I've seen Michael McClure read about 10 times. The first time was in New York City at the Beat Conference at NYU in May of 1994. It was phenomenal. It was like for a wannabe struggling small press poet who was heavily influenced by the Beats and Ginsberg and Kerouac. It was like, oh my God, because so where Janet is sitting, and then Nefertiti. So Janet would be me, and Nefertiti would have been Allen Ginsberg. And then he taps me on the shoulder and asks if some poet that we both knew had already read. Things like that. And then later on I asked, I know this is getting a little bit off, but it's kind of cool. Later on, and that was May of 1994. On May 21st, 1994, which was my 25th birthday, I asked Gregory Corso, who has a poem called I Am 25, if he would sign my passport. Because I didn't have any of his books, and I couldn't afford any of his books because I was a starving poet, literally. I was staying at the YMCA down in New York for the conference. His response was, passport? No. And Ray Manzurek thought that was hugely funny that he said no, and also was like, why are you asking him to sign your passport? And I went, well, because I just turned 25 today, and I thought that would be really cool. And, you know, Canada, US, we don't really even need our passport to cross the border. Good old days, right? So, Michael McClure. I've seen him perform with Ray Manzurek. I've seen him perform with Terry Riley. I've seen him read at City Lights Books on 3 different occasions. In Seattle, an occasion, twice here at UBC in Vancouver, and once in New York City.
Cool.
Where was the other one? Oh, and then at the Beat Museum for the inauguration of the Beat Museum. I was in attendance. And if you look on YouTube, you'll see that I've posted some video of McClure reading and other folks. Anyway, let's hear some Michael McClure.